Respect, bro.
Great work.
Appreciate it.
Great work.
It was good.
We're gonna train again. Easy.
There is a saying, I would say, there's a saying that a happy fighter makes a dangerous fighter, in the sense that if you put them in the right environment and their brain is receptive of what they're being taught, they're going to be more in tune with what they're going through.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
So I'm actually like, give me more, give me more, give me more.
That's his mindset in everything he does, whether it's training, whether it's work, whether it's helping other people.
With fight night only days away, Anthony Joshua looks fully dialed in. Word coming out of his camp is that he's treating this bout with complete seriousness, showing total focus and respect in his preparation.
So I use YouTube a lot, where there's a lot of videos what I listen to and update it, and I can always revert back to it when I'm feeling low to get a bit of motivation. Fear comes in many forms. There's some things that I can't get over and I'll always be scared of. But I take the positive from it. Like, I'm never so confident I'm gonna win. It's probably the fact that I'm scared to fail.
Coaches aren't meant to understand that you're tired. Coaches aren't meant to understand that you have emotions. Coaches are just supposed to look at you like you're a machine, and they just want results. I may be tired, but I just got to bite down on my gum shell, because if I can perform to an elite level when I'm tired, imagine what I can do when I'm at rest and when I've got energy. I've been through them days where I'm looking for sympathy and you just don't get it in sport, but you don't get it. I always knew there could be the most talented fighter out there, especially in our industry. If they can't sell tickets, they can't put bombs on seats, they'll never showcase their skills to the world, no matter how good they are. And that's why I say you have to have marketability and you have to have ability. And when you bring those two worlds together, it's a recipe for success.
There's no sense of this. With fight night only days away, Anthony Joshua looks fully dialed in. Word coming out of his camp is that he's treating this bout with complete seriousness, showing total focus and respect in his preparation.
It means treat the person who is beneath you in a different class to the same person who's above you in a different class. It's an equal playing field and we have to treat everyone with the same respect. And that's why, you know, people fight for equality. And I think that's important, and that's why I mix stay hungry and stay humble together in such a fine way that they gel together well. Stay hungry, stay humble.
Joshua recognizes the scale of the moment, the intense scrutiny, the constant spotlight, and the enormous expectations. That awareness is exactly why his preparation and mindset have reportedly remained disciplined and strictly professional.
Again. Good, and again. Good, 2 more. 1 more of them. Good.
You have to find it within yourself. If I've got to tell you to get up, and I've got to tell you to go to work, and I've got to tell you to do everything, then until that person stops telling you, you're never going to be able to achieve anything. So that's the best piece of advice I've been given, is find it within yourself to be motivated. You've been blessed with a brain, heart for emotions, spiritual connection.
As fight night approaches, the message from Joshua's camp is unmistakable. There's no easing into this and no shortcuts. AJ is all in, focused on eliminating every doubt before he steps through the ropes. At the same time, Jake Paul is equally locked in, increasing the intensity of his training with bigger sparring partners and sharpening his footwork as he gears up for the toughest test of his boxing career.
There's very clear paths to being able to beat Anthony Joshua. Something about him. I was supposed to fight Gervonta and then go and fight Joshua maybe next year. When Gervonta got into his whole fiasco, Joshua was one of the first names on the list. I would say he's definitely was surprised and maybe thought I was just all talk and not actually wanting to do it and just saying it for hype. I think that's what a lot of people think when I say crazy things like fighting Canelo or Bud or Joshua. So I think he was actually surprised to get the deal done.
The confidence is still there, but the training reflects a clear understanding of what lies ahead. Sessions have shifted toward longer rounds, tighter defensive discipline, and building comfort under sustained pressure. As the final days tick down, Paul's camp has tuned out the noise and locked in on preparation, knowing this isn't just another headline fight, but a moment that could define how his boxing career is viewed from here on.
I want to ask you about a prediction for Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, because I think a lot of people know what will happen. But is it dangerous for Jake Paul to be taking on a big heavyweight? You're a heavyweight, man. I wouldn't want to get punched by you here. Is it very dangerous for Jake Paul to be taken?
I mean, no matter what it is, it can be an exhibition fight or whatever fight it is. When two guys step over that rope and they got bad intentions or they ready to throw blows, it's always bad. You got to understand that boxing is a dangerous business and the head is not meant to be hit in the first place. Doctors will always tell you the head is not meant to be hit, the body is not meant to be hit, the head is not meant to be, the brain is not meant to be.
As Paul's team fine-tunes their final preparations, the conversation in the boxing world has grown louder. On TalkSport, Jim White, Simon Jordan, and Dollar Depot frame the fight as a unique mix of entertainment and real consequences. With the Miami showdown only days away, the panel noted the bout's massive commercial appeal while raising questions about how it was approved, referencing Florida's history of greenlighting unusual matchups. Jordan specifically pointed out that Paul's prominence comes more from business influence than boxing credentials, highlighting that while he excels at drawing viewers and generating revenue, the gap in skill between him and a former undisputed heavyweight champion remains substantial.
If AJ was fighting an area level heavyweight now, it wouldn't go beyond a round. I'd expect AJ to get rid of him, let alone AJ being 40 pounds heavier. The Americans look at AJ slightly different to how we do. They look at him as someone that's washed up. When he was in their country, he got beat by Andy Ruiz, who's not gone on to do anything. If Andy Ruiz went on to have this glittering career, then it maybe would have made that defeat look a lot bigger. They watched him recently get defeated by Daniel Dubois. They think he's done. So they don't have respect for him maybe the way we do over here. So Jake thinks he can win. I've been around Jake and he's delusional, but he's very strong-minded. So he thinks he can win, but there's no way this should go beyond 3 minutes.
Who's the A side? Who walks into the ring first?
AJ walks into the ring first, so Jake Paul's the A.
White shifted the discussion toward the business side of boxing, explaining why elite fighters sometimes agreed to unusual matchups like this. Ola offered a counterpoint, recognizing Paul's knack for expanding boxing's reach and visibility, especially through digital platforms and modern media. Despite their different perspectives, the panel agreed on one key point beneath all the promotion. This is still a real fight with tangible consequences. They noted that if Joshua doesn't finish the bout decisively, it could disrupt long-term plans already in place for him. For both the commentators and the viewers, the takeaway was unmistakable. Curiosity alone will drive massive attention, but when the bell rings, the expectation is that boxing's established hierarchy will ultimately hold.
I heard you mention there are two behemoths involved here. How is Jake Paul a behemoth?
He's a behemoth in terms of his following and in terms of the pulling power he has. He's now, whether hardcore boxing fans want to admit this, he's one of the faces of boxing. And that's saying something. Like, the amount of people that put their hands up to want to fight Jake Paul when they realised the Gervonta Davis fight weren't happening. He can... Like, Alexander Usyk says he wants to fight him. Yeah, like that's the one of the biggest names in the sport. There aren't that many people.
You love the sport, Addy, and you love working in it. Is it an uncomfortable truth, if you like, that Jake Paul is part of the top flight boxing scene?
During the TalkSport discussion led by Jim White, Simon Jordan, and Adil Olapo, the conversation covered both the financial stakes and regulatory questions surrounding the Joshua fight. The focus soon shifted to reactions from fighters themselves, with one of the most notable coming from Michael Bisping. Responding to the growing chorus of voices predicting a Paul upset, Bisping questioned the idea that a former heavyweight champion could be stopped by someone who started as a content creator, while still acknowledging how surreal it is that the fight is actually happening. He also referenced comments from other high-profile figures, including Tyson Fury, who has suggested Paul could score a knockout, and Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, who highlighted Joshua's past stoppage losses as potential vulnerabilities.
of all, we had Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, a tremendous world champion, one of the best boxers of his generation. Apparently, and I don't know if he's serious, but he says that he put £1 million on Jake Paul to knock out Anthony Joshua.
Seriously? Jake Paul chins AJ, yes, they fight.
Are you serious?
100%. If they fight, I'm putting £1 million on Jake Paul.
And we know, first of all, that Tyson Fury doesn't really like Anthony Joshua. So maybe he's just saying that, maybe he's talking shit. Or has he really put £1 million on? Because if he has, I want to see that betting slip. And could you imagine if it came in? I don't know what the odds on Jake Paul knocking him out are, but they're going to be pretty big.
From Bisping's perspective, predictions of a Paul upset don't hold much weight, especially when weighed against Joshua's Olympic pedigree, elite resume, and record against world-class heavyweights. While he acknowledged that Paul has improved, carries real power, and deserves credit for taking on high-risk fights, Bisping argued that the hype around him says more about the skewed nature of modern boxing discourse than any true competitive threat. He grounded his assessment in the fundamentals of the sport, noting that Joshua isn't just a famous name. He's a seasoned heavyweight with speed, timing, and finishing power unlike anything Paul has faced. Bisping dismissed the idea that Joshua would need to rely solely on movement or box cautiously, pointing out a consistent ability to stand tall and dismantle large, dangerous opponents, citing his emphatic knockout of Francis Ngannou as a recent example.
Anthony Joshua to have to dance around the ring, get on his bike, play cat and mouse, dancing around, picking shots and stick and move. No way. Remember what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia? He stood there, toe to toe, waited for the opening, threw a right hand. It was like absolute lightning and the power was crippling. Every single right hand that Anthony Joshua threw, he dropped Francis Ngannou, who is a gigantic human being who does have truly one-punch knockout power, as we know.
I need to knock him out.
I like that.
So Mighty Mouse, love you, bro, but what on earth are you talking about? Let's carry.
Responding to speculation that the fight might be staged or softened through behind-the-scenes deals, Bisping pointed to Eddie Hearn's firm denials and the strict legal framework governing professional boxing. He stressed that any truth to such claims would carry serious reputational and regulatory consequences. His message was simple. Despite all the hype, this is a real fight with genuine risk. And if anyone is overestimating Paul's chances, it isn't Anthony Joshua. Looking at the bigger picture, Joshua is in a fully focused training camp. Paul is preparing with intensity and caution. Analysts like Jim White, Simon Jordan, and Adil Olapo remain skeptical, and Bisping outright dismisses the idea of a Paul upset. One thing is clear. While the bout is marketed as a spectacle, it rests on true heavyweight stakes. Paul deserves respect for taking on the challenge and putting serious work into his boxing journey. But effort and ambition cannot erase decades of elite-level experience, size, timing, and knockout power. Media narratives, commercial hype, and licensing debates can dominate the conversation. But when the bell rings, it's a former unified heavyweight champion entering the ring, a fighter who has consistently punished openings against world-class opponents.
Suggestions that the fight might be fixed, but also from people in the boxing world that look at this as a spectacle and look at this as a circus, a sideshow, a freak show attraction, and also something that is extremely dangerous. Because if this is a real fight, and apparently it is, so we'll go with that, there's a very good chance that somebody gets hurt. And I'm sorry to say, because I love Mighty Mouse, it ain't going to be Anthony Joshua.
I mean, we seen the Mike Tyson. That was all fun. That was cute. You know what I'm saying? It's fun and games and stuff. But now you're dealing with a real professional, you know. And so we'll see how it ends up. You know, like I said, I think.
From my perspective, and probably yours too, this doesn't feel like a 50-50 situation. The real question is how long Paul can handle true danger before the realities of the heavyweight division catch up with him. My prediction, Anthony Joshua wins by early stoppage. Not because Paul lacks heart, but because boxing enforces hierarchy relentlessly. And at the heavyweight level, those lessons hit fast and hard. In short, this fight sits at the intersection of ambition, business, and genuine heavyweight consequences. Joshua is treating it like a professional assignment, while Paul is stepping into the toughest challenge of his career. Across the sport, from analysts to fighters, the consensus is clear. Hype can only carry you so far before fundamentals take over. That doesn't take away from the intrigue or the courage involved. It simply clarifies the stakes. This is more than a spectacle. It has real consequences. Now it's over to you. Is there something Paul can do that we're underestimating, or is this a classic heavyweight mismatch waiting to unfold once the bell rings? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's break it down. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Boxing Hoops.